regarding Sage Data and Analytics. Good morning, David.
Where we're going to focus today is in the next couple of minutes to talk about one thing, which is analytics. And I just want to ask you a question like how easy is for you and your team to analyze your business today? So how do we combine information from multiple sources, from multiple Sage 100 companies? And how do we combine information that might be sitting in other places like Excel? We might have our budgets or forecast in Excel. So we almost always fall back into one of the solutions that we know the best, which is Excel, right? And we export, paste, and adjust formulas and reformat. And an hour goes by and mistakes always are prompt to happen. And what are the things, and the worst part of this process is that we need to do this the next month and then the next month. So it's a repetitive work. And this is not just frustrating. The reporting part is something that delays decisions, high risk, and, it means missed opportunities. So SAP comes here to extend and expand the reporting capabilities that you have today in Sage 100. But it's not only about Sage 100, about integrating information from multiple Sage 100 companies, but also centralizing information from additional systems. We were speaking before about Sage CRM, so why not combine information from Sage CRM? And why not combine information from my targets that might be sitting in Excel or budgets? Or maybe we have an additional historical system that we want to centralize. So we transform all of this data into a centralized data warehouse, into a centralized governed data model where the data is structured and ready to be consumed in whatever the solution works best for you and your users. So you can consume this data using Zap, which is the solution that I will show you today. You can consume the information using Excel or even Power BI, right? So it's up to you. The power here is that you have the option to analyze information, whatever fits best for your requirements, but we are looking always into a centralized piece of truth, right? So let's dive into the solution. So I just want to show you that we can, consume the information using, this is our platform. This is a pre-built analytics that we have for Sage 100. But we can also consume information using, I'm showing Power BI. If you have already Power BI licenses and you're struggling to analyze the data, bear in mind that you can consume the information from our data warehouse using Power BI. Or, especially for the financial teams, if we want to analyze and continue analyzing the information using Excel, we can still consume the information using Excel, right? Again, what is important here is that we are analyzing information from a centralized place. Now, our solution is designed to seamlessly integrate with Sage, right? So we are not generalists, we are specialists, and we specialize in Sage 100. And that's the reason why our solution is a plug and play, and within a matter of days, you will have pre-built analytics for finance, inventory, procurement, and sales. So these are out-of-the-box reports that we have, right, for all of these modules. And this pre-built approach means time to value, means that we understand the challenges and the opportunities that exist within your data, where your data is, how the relationships are built, how the data should be transformed. And this approach is just a starting point, right, to reduce waste, optimize times, and so you can get value in a very short period of time. So I'm just going to show you a couple of dashboards so you can get a bit of a feeling about how you can interact with the solution and you can see how you can navigate. And actually here my session has ended, but this dashboard that I have here open, it's one of the pre-built dashboards that we have for Sage 100. And in my opinion, it is one of my favorite dashboards because in one single screen, we can see all my financial statements summarized, right? So we have information from an income statement dashboard on the left-hand side. On the center of the screen, I have ratios related to a cash flow statement. And on the right-hand side of the screen, we have ratios related to a balance sheet statement. A key feature that I want to highlight here is that we always have the capability to create subscriptions. So we can track all of these metrics. If I want to, let's say, track my gross margin, and I don't want my gross margin to be below, let's say, 25%, I can configure a business alert that can tell me, hey, you know, on the month of June, your gross margin is 22%. Something is going wrong here, right? So the whole idea is that you can anticipate and you can be proactive in your analysis, right? So this will trigger a workflow that will send you an email attaching some maybe cost reports so you can understand why your gross margin is below your limits. Something is not about having the data, it's about providing you the capability to understand the story behind the data. So you can always, you know, expand on these reports, select how you want to drill down into the data. Remember that we are bringing one single source of truth. That means that we can combine information from multiple sources. We can bring information from, here, my session expired. We can combine information from, you know, sales, inventory, procurement into one single dashboard. From here, I'm drilling down into a more specific dashboard. Here we have a trial balance, right? We can, sorry, this is a profit and loss statement where I have my accounts, my amounts, the budgets that I can have them in Excel as well. And if I want to go to the lowest level of detail, I can always click on this specific number and I can, you know, go to the lowest level of detail. So it's about providing you with those capabilities to interact, to understand how the data is performing. I'll show you one more dashboard in the next couple of minutes. I just want to show you again how we can build stories with the data, how we can use this solution to understand what is happening behind my numbers. So this report that I'm showing you here, this is a daily sales report. And the whole idea of this report, and this is a customized report that I built on based on the pre-built content. The idea is that in a daily basis can tell me how my margin is, how my sales are compared against my previous periods and targets, you know, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and yearly basis. I can analyze here my sales, how they're performing on a weekly basis, and I can expand this and I can see, you know, what are my sales, cost of sales, margins, and other measures. I can see that, for example, on this specific week, on week 23, my gross margin is below my boundaries. And I can see that I have a problem here, the 3rd of June. If I want to understand what customers are purchased products on this specific day, I can just click on this one, and then I'm going to explore and analyze which are those customers. If I want to analyze a specific customer, for example, in this case, Cascade, what products this customer bought, I can just drill down into this and I will see now all the list of products that this customer purchased. And I can even go to the lowest level of detail. If I click into this figure, I will go even to the transactional level, right? Where I will see which is the specific invoice, right, that this customer purchased. So SAP is not and it's also in the Sage world, it's also known as Sage Data and Analytics. It's not just a pre-built solution for Sage 100. It's designed to help you expand your analytical capabilities. It's integrated with all the Sage 100 companies and to give you access to other data sources like Excel, or, you know, in this case, Sage CRM, or any other data sources that you can have. So that's what I have prepared for today's session. I know that it's just a very high-level overview, but if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will be happy to assist.